Yeah, Daily Mail. Whitehall staff are wasting £13.9 billion as they target pensioners. The topic you're all on again today for winter fuel cash. What's going on with this one?
Yeah, so basically this is a taxpayers' alliance. I mean, there's a little bit of we know quite a lot of this already, but it's clearly being marshalled as an argument as the government, as you say, Dawn, cuts the means test the winter fuel allowance. You must emphasise that it's being means tested, so some pensioners, so those on pension credit, will still get it. So the particular focus today is on money that the Department for Work and Pensions is wasting internally. Apparently it's still paying £16 million in rent for job centres that were temporary job centres from the pandemic. One ex-employee is being identified for a loss of 600 grand, and another person...
Yeah, that loss of 600 grand was said to people he seemed to know.
Yes.
Well, Matthew,
yes.
That's quite disingenuous, isn't it?
Yes.
Loss of 600
well,
grand.
it's in quotes. That's
A civil servant, I'll just tell you, a civil service allegedly handed £600,000 in benefits to his friends. OK? So that's a little bit more than a loss down the back of the scale.
No, absolutely. Look,
do you know what I object to?
I'm not defending it.
Do you know what I object to on this? When we have Starmer's speech tomorrow, which has been heavily trailed about, you know, there's corruption and there's rot and there's blah, 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 and these are the tough choices we need to make about cutting things like, you know, the fuel payments for pensioners. No, the tough choices should be applied to everybody. Tough choices, why are the tough choices being made on pensioners and not on, for example, public sector pay? Tough choices should be made with equity, with fairness, and this is not fair. And the fact is there is a huge amount, £13.9 billion wasted in fraud and error. And, OK, that's not on the Labour Party because they weren't in government. Sure. But in general, Whitehall need to clean up their act.
I mean, I agree with you.
Stop punishing the most vulnerable.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rachel Reeves is one of her aims is a war on waste. She's setting up a way that we can actually analyse all government spending, so that you actually start from what should we be spending money on. And I think that continually clamping down on fraud in the welfare budget is vitally important. And absolutely, if you're a pensioner whose winter fuel allowance is going to be taken away because you're not on pension credit, then you're clearly going to be very angry. At any money wasted, which could be spent better.
OK, should we move on? The Daily Mail. Sorry, Dawn, would you want to...
No, I was going to make no comment whatsoever. I'm just looking at how angry everybody is out there about what the Labour Party are doing to pensioners.
Yeah, lots of comments on your say.
Yeah.
Page 5 of the Daily Mail. Gen Z don't want to...
Gen Z, we're English, Benjamin.
so let me get this straight. So Gen Z is the correct term.
Yes.
Gen Z, we're English,
Yes, we're not American.
Right, I am not, by the way, I am not Gen Z either. I'm a millennial, I believe.
I think you are.
Right.
I'm just a bit...
Your birthday this week, how old are you going to be, Ben?
17.
Ben, you are a Gen Z.
He has 2 children. Let's just be...
He started very young, yes.
This is hilarious, this one.
Gen Z don't want to speak to waiters, so it's just Gen Z. Stop it. They don't want to speak to waiters because they'd rather have their heads buried in mobile phones, digital apps. Basically, they've got no social.
I'm only getting you back because you called me a wally. So the boss of Bill's, the popular restaurant chain, is called Tom James, has said that he's installed in several branches self-service kiosks and the old QR codes that were, ordering on a QR code from the pandemic, because he says that Gen Z, I nearly said Gen Z. Gen Z don't want to talk to waiters. They'd rather do it all on their phone without having any human contact. So he thinks it's going to spread. But, of course, what I don't understand about this story is, obviously, there were hospitality staff of all ages. Obviously, a lot of people do it as their first job or a part-time job when they're studying. So there's a lot of Gen Z waiters. So Gen Z doesn't want to talk to other Gen Z. It's not even like they've got to talk to authority figures.
This is so sad. Surely one of the main things, the social aspect of going out, dining, chatting to your server, chatting to your barman, chatting to the barmaid, chatting to your waitress. I've never, and I think, Dawn, I heard you say earlier, you wouldn't want to go to a restaurant.
Anything that encourages me to...
Yeah,
with a QR code.
Do you not order on the app with spoons, Dawn?
I have never...
Darling.
No.
Spoons. Please.
I've never been to a restaurant or a bar where you have to scan it all, and I think it's utterly dehumanising to people. I think it should be part of the experience of dining out, or even just grabbing food out, is that you say, hi, here's my sandwich, can you scan...
So I actually did go into a Spoons yesterday with a friend, and he couldn't decide what he wanted, so we sat there for about half an hour, and he played about on the app, and we never ordered anything and left because our time ran out because he was just fiddling on the app.
Matthew, in the old days, you might have had a conversation with someone at the bar, you might have decided, or you might have said to the waiter, what's good today, you might have had a chat.
Yeah.
Well,
human contact.
We're going to carry on chatting to you too later. Unfortunately, we're running out of time now. Matthew Lanza, Emma Wolf, thank you very much. We'll see you very soon. But